need them, they're not required. But you could also use 2 cans or 2 books, something with some kind of weight. So we'll begin by starting in our seated position and working on our breathing. So either sitting on the mat or sitting on your chair. So again, good morning, everyone. This is Yoga Fusion for the next 45 minutes. What we're going to need today will be 2 light weights, same weight for each of your arms. And then you can either be seated on the floor or seated on a chair. So if you're on your chair, you want to check that your feet are hip distance apart, which oftentimes is wider than we think. And you want your ankles under your knees, and your back can rest. If your chair is upright, you can sit back a little bit. If it's too far back, kind of slanted, you want to have your back going straight up. So we'll begin this morning with pranayama. So just focusing on our breath, either seated on the floor or on your chair. And just calming yourself and letting go of anything you have on your mind, anything you have yet to do today or that happened earlier. Just let it go. And let's just take a big exhalation. Just release whatever's on your mind. Take an inhalation and then take a big exhale. And then one more nice inhalation. And then exhale. So kind of dedicating the next 45 minutes to your practice. Taking the gaze off the tip of your nose towards the floor. Hands resting on your legs. And just noticing where you feel the breath. So where you feel it in your body. You might feel it in your throat. You might feel it in your chest, rising on the inhalation, drawing towards the floor on the exhalation. In fact, you can put one of your hands right there on your chest and just feel it rising and falling, rising and falling, rising and falling. Also then take your hands on your side ribs here. And on the inhalation, feeling the ribs expand out. And then on the exhalation, coming back into your body. Expanding out on the inhalation. Coming back in on the exhalation. Expanding out. And coming back in. And then we're going to just try to go for the low belly. I'm right-handed, so I'm taking my opposite hand, non-dominant hand, thumb in the belly button, other fingers below. And just noticing if I'm filling that hand with air on the inhalation. And then on the exhalation, the hand is going to draw back to the belly back to your spine. Inhale, filling the palm. Exhale, emptying the palm. Inhale, filling the palm. Exhale and emptying the palm. And so on your own, we're going to count to 10, 1 on the inhalation, 2 on the exhalation, 3 on the inhalation, 4 on the exhalation, and all the way up to 10. After that first round of 10, just quietly start another round on your own. 1 on the inhalation, 2 on the exhalation. And then finally, after that second set, we'll start the last final set, 3 sets, 1 on the inhalation, 2 on the exhalation. And then after those 3 sets, bring your hands to your heart in prayer and set an intention for your class. It might be to focus on balance, to just stay with the class and not let your mind drift. It might be to focus on flexibility a little bit, challenging yourself, or if you have an injury, to listen to your body and not go further than you should or need to. And then let's open our eyes. So whether you're seated on the floor or the chair, we're just going to do some neck releases here. So I'm going to take my right ear towards my right shoulder. It's just a tilt, it's not a turn. And then I'm going to drop the left arm off of the chair or off of my leg if I'm seated on the floor. Just letting gravity draw the left shoulder down, breathing into the left side of my neck. And you can kind of wiggle the fingers on that extended hand. You want to get 3 to 5 breaths in the side of your neck here. And then take the right hand on the right side of the head and then lift that head up. Let's take the left hand on the leg. Go ahead and drop the left ear towards the left shoulder and then drop the right arm to the floor, whether you're seated on the floor or on a chair. Heavy weighting that arm, just imagine gravity drawing it to the floor. And breathing into the right side of your neck. 3 to 5 breaths. Taking the left hand on the left side of the head and lifting the head up. So we'll do that one more time. And if you're in the chair and you want to take your weight, we're going to go ahead. So take the right ear towards the right shoulder and then take the weight in the left hand. It's going to add a little bit of weight to draw the left shoulder down. I am keeping my right shoulder down as well, but the tendency is to lift up the opposite shoulder. So, and I can just shake out that weight a little bit, releasing the left shoulder as the right ear goes towards the right shoulder. 3 to 5 breaths here. I'll take that weight back to my left leg, take the right hand on the right side of the head and lift up. Switching the weight in the opposite hand, taking the left ear towards the left shoulder. The weight is in the right arm and I'm just dangling. So if you're on the floor, you're just doing this without the weight. And I am going to go ahead and just rotate that weight around a little bit, releasing the shoulder. I'll take that hand with the weight back to my leg, left hand on the left side of my head, and lift up. Slowly going to just turn the head, just turning the chin over to the right. And I don't want to force it, just getting a stretch through the neck, draw both shoulders down. Maybe you can think about taking that chin over the right shoulder, but again, we're not forcing it. Few breaths here. And then on an exhalation, coming center. Taking it to the opposite side. Imagining that it's coming over the left shoulder, but not pushing it. Taking a few breaths. And then exhaling, center. Just dropping without the shoulders, keep them back. Dropping the chin towards the chest. And you should just feel a nice stretch on the back of the neck here. Breathing into the back of your neck. And inhale the chin parallel. Okay, so I'm going to set my weight down and I'm on my chair. So I'm going to take my legs out a little bit and turn them out. If you're on the floor, you're probably sitting cross-legged, and you can do this as well. Just keep your legs cross-legged, and we're just going to do some side stretches, and I'll show you what that's like if you're on the floor. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and take my right hand onto my right thigh. And I may even, it kind of depends on your flexibility and the length of your limbs. I'm going to take my elbow and I'm going to draw my left shoulder back, and then very carefully take the left arm straight out, flip the palm up, and then just drawing the arm up to the sky. And you can even turn the palm towards me. So stay down with that right elbow as you raise the left arm up. And you don't have to look up, but that's a lot of straining on the neck for many people. You can just look straight out. So you should feel a nice stretch all through your left ribs. If I'm on the floor, doing the same thing in a cross-legged position, my right hand's on the floor, fingers turned out, and my left arm is up to the sky. So you may just be here, that's perfectly fine. And you want to make sure that the arm isn't going in front of you, but keep it to your side. So you should be able to see that hand. And you can bend the right elbow if you're on the right floor, if you feel like you could get a little more of a stretch that way. And so we're going to hold this for 5 breaths, stretch on the inhalation, relax on the exhalation and release, stretch on the inhalation, relax, stretch, and release. And a couple more. And then you're slowly going to come up back to parallel. So whether you're on the chair or on the floor, taking the opposite side, left hand on the left leg or on the floor, maybe it's the left elbow, draw the right shoulder back, keeping the sternum nice and open, taking that right arm straight out, palms down. And then when it's right here at your chest height, you can take that palm up and then reaching towards the sky. And again, you can turn your palm towards me, lengthen through the right side of your body. And let's take 5 breaths here. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale and release. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale and release. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale, release. And 2 more. And then slowly coming up. So whether you're seated on the floor or on the chair, let's take our arms straight out. I've moved my legs in. Palms are down. Draw the palms up. And then all the way up. Exhale down. When you're right here, flip the palms down all the way. Inhale up. When you're halfway, flip the palms up all the way up. Exhale down. When you're halfway down, flip the palms down all the way down. Inhale up, flip up. Exhale down and all the way down. One more time. Inhale up, all the way up. Exhale down, all the way down. So moving into our cat-cow, if you're on the floor, you're going to come on your hands and knees. And if you're on your chair, I'm going to take my chair tall ways this way. So we'll start with the exhalation. And the exhalation is when your belly goes to your spine and your spine to the ceiling. So if you think about Halloween, that black cat, exhale, pull the belly to the spine, spine to the ceiling, tuck your chin into your chest. Inhale, soften the elbows, soften the shoulders, fill the belly with air. Send your right sits bone to the right, left to the left. Exhale, belly to the spine, spine to the ceiling, tucking it. Inhale, rolling through, fill the belly, draw the shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, belly to the spine, spine to the ceiling. I'm moving to the floor to just show those of you on the floor. Inhale, I'm actually going to bend my elbows back towards my hips to soften my shoulders. The belly fills with air, drops towards the floor. Exhale, belly to the spine, spine to the ceiling, tuck the chin, tuck the tailbone. Inhale, rolling through. And let's do two more. So really good for your spine. Try to make them nice and fluid. So if there's a little part where you're sticky, try to just flow through it. And add the breath where you're tight. Inhale. And exhale. And then come to a neutral spine. So in this neutral spine, the tailbone's going straight back. We have a flat back. Draw the shoulders back. Nice, strong back. So from here, whether you're on the floor or the chair, we're going to gradually make our way to standing. So you might need to use the chair. Coming up to standing and having your weight, the weights close by. So we're gradually making our way here, and we're going to stand with our feet hip distance apart. And we're going to do some shoulder rolls. So take the shoulders up to the sky and back and down and forward, up, back, down and forward, up, back, down and forward. Let's do two more. Then we're going to go in reverse. So I like to bend my elbows here, back, up. I'm drawing circles actually with my elbows when I do this. And just kind of think about those circles. Are they circles or ovals? Try to even them out. Doing 5 in this direction. All right. And then when we stop, we actually want to end with a shoulder roll back. So you should be nice and open in the chest here. So we're going to take our right leg and turn it to the side. And then the left leg steps back and we're going to turn it in slightly. So this is what we would call warrior 2. And you never want your knee to go more forward than your ankle. So if it's doing that, you want to back off a little bit. Your hips should be open to the side. And then your arms coming out this way. And you want to try to lengthen through the arms and lengthen through the fingers. And imagine that your back is along a wall. As a matter of fact, if you have a wall, this is a great pose to do on a wall. And try to keep the back of your arms along the wall. Keep drawing the shoulders to the wall or the imaginary wall behind you. And breathe. Your gaze can be over the middle finger on your front hand. Taking 5 breaths here, lengthening on the inhalation, releasing on the exhalation. Lengthen on the inhalation, release on the exhalation. Lengthen on the inhalation, release on the exhalation. Then we're slowly going to take the right arm towards the right thigh and the left arm up. So this is a version of what we were just doing on the floor in the chair. Should be a little bit more open now that we've already done it. I'm going to keep trying to draw this upper shoulder towards the wall behind me, whether or not I'm on the wall. And I'm also going to try to draw this left hip back. So usually people are stickier in the hip or the shoulder. You probably know which one it is and can feel it right now. Keep drawing it back with the breath, and you can look straight out. You don't need to look at that arm that's up above. Taking 5 breaths here. Inhaling and exhaling. And after 5, you want to try to keep this left shoulder back as you come up with a flat back, using the strength of your back. So you can flip that right foot in, flip the left foot in. You might want to shake out your legs a little bit. So in the opposite direction, take the left foot and turn it out. Right foot steps back, turn it slightly in. And then taking the arms out, and the drishti, the eye gaze, is over the left middle finger, if you're able. Again, the knee on the front leg isn't going past the ankle. And you're drawing the shoulders towards the wall behind you. And again, you can use a wall if you like. So using the wall lets us focus on flexibility, and we don't have to worry about the stability. We don't have to worry about balance as much. So you may like that. And I keep drawing my body into the wall. And I'm taking 5 breaths here, lengthening on the inhalation, releasing on the exhalation. Lengthen and release. Lengthen and release. Couple more. And then I'm going to take my left elbow towards that left thigh. I'm going to take my right arm straight up. So you can move it along the wall this way, or just taking it straight up. And if it's a little sticky, just kind of flow it up and down, and maybe back and around into your body with the thumb. Just loosening up the shoulder until you feel ready to take it straight up. And I'm drawing my back and my belly all towards the wall behind me. And again, we feel this, it's the other side, the hip and the shoulder, which one's tighter, drawing them back towards the wall behind you. Breathing here and getting 5 breaths into your, this is a side angle pose from Warrior Two. You can look down, straight out or up, but you don't want to strain your neck. So listen to your neck. Five breaths. Inhaling and lengthening, exhale and release. Inhale and lengthen, exhale and release. And after your 5th breath, slowly coming up, trying to keep that right shoulder back. Turn that left foot in, walk your feet in and shake them out. And so again, you might try to do some shoulder rolls, keeping things nice and loose. It's Monday morning, probably the tightest day of the week. So we'll go ahead and take our weights now. So I'm gonna do this facing you for right now. I'll turn to the side so you can see what I'm doing. But I'm gonna keep my right foot in front. I'm gonna step my left foot back. And I'm on the ball of this foot. And I'm bending both my knees. That makes me a bit more stable. So if this is too difficult for you, you can put that heel and foot down and slightly turn it out. But we're playing with our balance here. So I'm gonna try to just keep both knees bent, and I'm having my weights at my shoulders right here. And we're gonna hold this on the lower part of our body, and we're gonna lift and exhale down. Inhale up and exhale down. Inhale up and exhale down. Inhale up. I believe that's 4 and down. Inhale up, and that's 5. Inhale up, and that's 6. Inhale straight up, and that's 7. Inhale 8. Down. Inhale 9 and down. Inhale 10 and down. I'm gonna bend, hit the hips, and then bring the back foot forward, shake out my legs. And I can take my weights down. Again, loosening the shoulders, keeping them loose. I'm gonna step the opposite foot back, bend in both knees. My back is upright. I'm not leaning forward or back. I take my shoulders at my weights at my shoulders. And here we go. Inhale up and exhale down. Inhale up and exhale down. That's 2. Inhale up, exhale for 3. Inhale up, exhale for 4. Inhale up, exhale for 5. Inhale up, exhale for 6. Inhale up, exhale for 7. Inhale up, exhale for 8. Inhale up, exhale for 9. Inhale up and exhale for 10. Bending both legs and stepping the back foot forward. Shake it out. Okay, very good. So we're going to go ahead and just come into a little bit of goddess pose. So goddess pose, we turn the feet out as much as we can, and we sink down with the tailbone. You can hold the chair right here. We're just going to hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly straightening the legs, turn the feet in, shake out your legs. So we're going to do 3 of these. This was number 1. So again, I'm sinking straight down with the tailbone. My back is upright. So I'm going to turn to the side just to show you. So we're stepping out. The knees should be right over the ankles, not further. Then I'm going to sink down with the tailbone. I'm going to try to relax here. We're going to hold this for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Using the strength of your legs to push yourself up. Turn the feet in, shake them out. Very good. So this is a hip opener. And then we'll do 1 more. We're going to do this for a count of 10. So step the feet out. You decide how wide. Turn them out. Sinking down with the tailbone. Drawing the shoulders back. Here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. With the strength of your legs, push up, turn the feet in, and shake them out. Yeah, that can be a little bit challenging. So if you're feeling that, you are not alone, I'm sure. So I'm going to set the weights down for a second here. So we're going to play in our Warrior 1, and first just focusing on the form of Warrior 1. I'm going to keep my right leg in front. I'm going to step my left leg back and it's slightly turned out. And I want my hips and my chest, my shoulders, my head is all going forward. And we want to think about the outer edge of that left foot and glue it into your mat. So you should feel a nice stretch all down the back of that left leg. You also should feel a lengthening through your spine, and you can just hold your hands here at your chest, draw the shoulders down. If you want to, you can take your arms up, draw the shoulders down, and then imagine that you're holding a block between your hands and push slightly into that block. So this is what that would look like. Yeah, lengthening through the arms, and you're bringing this back hip forward, the forward hip back, so that they're even, chest is even, shoulders. And we're taking 5 breaths here. And bring your arms down. You can slowly come onto the ball of that back foot if it helps, and then walk the back foot forward, shake out your legs. So switching sides, left foot stays forward, right foot steps back. So you can take that right foot a little bit to the right, because otherwise you'll never get that back hip forward. It's twisted. So I'm going to glue down the outer edge of that right foot. I'm going to bring my right hip forward, left hip back. So the hips are going forward, the chest, the shoulders. When I have it all lined up, I'm going to bring my hands to my heart. And I can just gaze at the tips of my fingers here, draw the shoulders down, and really glue the outer edge of that right foot into the mat. And then if I feel ready, I can take my arms up, drawing the shoulders down. And then imagining that I'm holding that block, a yoga block, between my hands. Keep bringing the right hip forward, 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 and bring the left hip back, and take 5 breaths. I bring my hands to my heart. I can come onto the ball of that back foot and then take 1 or 2 steps to bring that back foot forward and shake everything out. Very good. Let's do some hip circles. I'm going to take my feet hip distance apart at least. It's really hard to do hip circles when the feet are together. It ends up being more kind of like knee circles. So take it a little bit wider and just give it a try. Bend the knees and take the hips back and to the right, and then forward. Sometimes I like to take my hands on the small of my back to really push my hips forward, then over to the left and back. Right, forward, left, and back. To the right, and forward, and left, and back. To the right, and forward, left, and back. One more. Right, forward, left, and back. So just imagine, what do those circles look like if you were drawing them? Let's go in the opposite direction. Left, forward, right, and back. Left, forward, right, and back. 3 more. Left, forward, right, and back. Left, forward, right, and back. And 1 more. Left, forward, right, and back. And then you can kind of just shake them right to left until you come center. Very nice. Very nice. So bringing our feet together, coming into chair pose. So you're going to imagine that you have a chair right below you, right behind you, and that you're going to sit into that chair. So this is also a really nice pose to do with the block. You would do that block above the knees right here in the thighs, holding that block. You don't really have to grip it, but just use it as a placeholder if you have that. So I'm going to reach back for that chair. Where is that imaginary chair? I'm going to try to sit down, and I can just bring my hands right here to my heart as I imagine I'm sitting into the chair. And I'm breathing, trying to soften the shoulders down, trying to hold this for 3 breaths here. And then with the strength of my legs, I'm going to push up, come back to standing, and shake out my legs a little bit. So in our chair pose, we're going to go ahead and add a twist and also an opening to the sides. So we're going to, again, prepare for our chair pose. My feet are together. If you are more comfortable with them a little bit apart, or you have that block, which is a great way to do it, do so. I'm going to reach down for that chair, sit back. I'm going to take both arms up. I'm going to take my right hand on my right leg, and I'm going to try to dig the left elbow across, or I'm just laying palm on palm and I'm twisting to the right as much as I can. I keep drawing the right shoulder back, and then I'm going to come center, and then I'm going to go to the opposite side. I'm taking the left shoulder towards the sky, trying to get the right shoulder under the left. I'm looking straight out. I'm going to exhale and come center. And then I'm slowly going to use my legs and push myself up. Shake out your legs. So we always try to do 3 chair poses. And by the time you do 3, you've really pretty much felt it. So we're going to do 1 more, and we're going to open to the side and open to the side. And this also is especially a shoulder opener for that back shoulder. So listen to the shoulder. And if you just want to take it here versus up here, totally fine. So shaking out the legs, last chair pose, bringing the feet together or holding that block or finding the right spacing for you. We're going to come into chair pose. I'm going to take my hands to my heart. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to open up to the right, drawing the back shoulder back. I'm going to bring the hands to center, and I'm going to open to the left. We'll do 1 more on each side. Bring the hands together, open to the right, sinking down with the hips. Bring the hands together, open to the left. Bring the hands together, and then slowly see if you can come up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Shake out your legs. Okay. So taking the legs apart here, take the right arm down and the left arm straight over. We're just going to do a few of these flowing, coming up, second side. Inhale up, exhale over. Inhale up, exhale over, second side. 1 more, inhale up, first side, exhale over. Inhale up, exhale over. And inhale up. Bend your knees slightly, interlock your fingers behind you if you can. So you can also, I'm doing this, you can also just hold your elbows, doing what's comfortable for you. I'm going to bend my knees slightly. I'm going to start to come forward with my chest. So if you're just holding elbows, this might be enough right here. If you're interlocking your fingers, maybe you can take your arms up over a bit. Draw the shoulders away from the ears. And bringing your hands to your hips. And then bring your back parallel to the floor. And then slowly coming down to the floor. So you can also come onto a chair if that's your preference. but just rocking a little bit to right and left as everyone makes their way down to the floor. So we're going to do a few bridges and then a little tension release, which will be kind of fun. So coming onto the floor with your back and your feet. So it's, some people may be out here and that's fine. Gradually you want to bring your heels a little closer in if you can. Because we're trying to work the back, kind of loosen the back versus working the quads and the legs. So from here, you probably have a part of your back that's off the floor and you want to pull that into the floor, belly to the spine, spine to the floor, and the tailbone lifts. Chin to the chest. Now from that tailbone, lift up the low back, mid back, and then maybe moving towards your upper back. Again, chin towards the chest, not towards the sky. And then taking just as much time to come down, maybe even more than you did up, from the upper back, the mid, the low back. So starting again, tailbone comes up, sacrum, low back, mid, upper back. And this time you can kind of tuck the shoulders underneath. And we're kind of, what we're looking for is a trench being created between your shoulder blades. So we're trying to access the upper back, chin towards the chest, breath in the belly. So if you see your belly, see if you can make it rise up and down 3 times. And then come off one shoulder, the other shoulder, upper back comes down, mid back, low back. Third and final one. Again, pull the belly to the spine, spine to the floor to take out that arch. Tailbone comes up, low back, mid and upper. So if this is in your practice, you can tuck the shoulders underneath and clasp your hands. You're really trying again to access the upper back. So tucking the shoulders under, chin to the chest. And if you're using your legs and your buttocks a lot, drop them down about 1 inch or 2, shake them to the right and left. Yeah. Don't want to be using the glutes too much here. Filling the belly and emptying the belly. Filling and emptying. And then coming off one shoulder, off the other. Unclasp the hands if you did that. Upper back down, mid, and lower back. So stretch the right leg out and then the left leg out. And the right arm out and the left arm out, all on the floor. So we're going to do this tension release, and we'll do, I'd like to do 3. What we're going to do is I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, and you're going to squeeze all the tension out of your body. So what that's going to look like is you're going to make your hands into fists. You're going to flex everything on your body. You're going to lift everything off the floor, which means that only probably like your buttocks around there, your hips is going to still be on the floor, and you're in your own home, so you can even scream a little bit. And we're going, arr! And then we're going to let the body relax. So we're going to do 3. You're going to squeeze tension out, 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 and then relax. Squeeze tension out, 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 and relax, and then squeeze and relax. And by the 3rd one, you should be really relaxed. So, and no one's with you at home, so you can grunt, groan, do everything you can to squeeze out all that tension. So here we go. We're lying on the floor and we're going to count to 3. 1, 2, 3. Squeeze, 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 and relax. Flop around a little bit. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. And relax. Flop around a little bit. Make this your best one. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Squeeze, 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 and relax. So flopping the hands around, the feet around. You can take the head to the right and to the left. Chin more towards the chest than the ceiling. Just have a couple minutes here. Make sure that your elbows are bent and your knees are bent. Closing your eyes and enjoying just a couple minutes or so of Shavasana. Or a minute. And bring your awareness back to your breath. Slowing it down, filling your belly. Slowing it down and filling your belly. Slowing it down and filling your belly. So if you want to stay here for a few more minutes on your own, please do. Otherwise, making your way gradually up to a seated pose. In your seated pose, finding your groundedness, the two sits bones on the floor or on the chair. And bringing your hands to your heart. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be well. May you be peaceful and at ease. May you be happy. Namaste. Thank you for practicing with me today and all your friends. We have a good group out today.